another brain-based tip. Now, we're going to be talking about an acronym that has to do with the brain, and that is NEWS. There's several things that go into that, but the first thing under N is nutrition. And I have 3 power foods for you, for your body and your brain, that I try to eat not every day, but just about every day when I get the chance. I try to eat these 3 foods to help my brain and my body. Now, the first of these 3 power foods is chia seeds. Now, chia seeds are really a great source of nutrition, and they're high in antioxidants, which, remember, those are great for your brain, and they're a really good source of calcium and potassium and magnesium. They add a lot of fiber to your diet for digestion. They also are anti-inflammatory, and if you have any kind of inflammatory disease, these will be a great addition to your diet. They can also help boost your energy and metabolism. So, chia seeds, that's the first one. The next one is flaxseed, and particularly the ground flaxseed. It's another plant-based protein, which is high in fiber, and it's, like I said, you want to try to get the ground flaxseed. It's a great source of omega-3 fatty acids, which are really essential for brain health. And they help with lowering cholesterol. So I have a family history of high cholesterol, and I've had troubles with that, so I eat a lot of flaxseed. So that's something you might want to add to your diet if you have an issue with cholesterol. It's also high in antioxidants, and it can also help with those of us older ladies who are maybe having some issues with our hormone imbalance. It can help those symptoms as well. So what I'm going to show you today is a little recipe that I try to have at least 5, maybe 6 times a week in the morning. And one of the things that I think is important to note is that us ladies, we need to get a good source of protein in the morning. It'll help fill us up. We need to use the protein for our muscle development, and so I try to use this smoothie recipe just about every day. So, first thing that I'm going to be putting into the recipe is a mixture of berries. Now, the other power food that I want to mention is blueberries. Blueberries are very high in antioxidants and in fiber, and they can help improve your cognitive performance as well if we're thinking about the brain, and they're an anti-inflammatory again. So a mixture of blueberries, I have blackberries and strawberries, as you can see. These are frozen, but you can use fresh as well, and these actually were fresh fruits that I purchased when they were on a good price, and then I cleaned them and I put them in the freezer. Now, debate whether you want organic or not organic. That's up to you, and there is a concern with the pesticides. Generally, I don't buy organic for myself, but one thing that I do is that I soak my berries in a mixture of water, and then I put white vinegar, and I soak those for 20 to 30 minutes before I actually eat the berries. So that might be an option for you. So we're going to put that cup of berries right here in my blender. Now, those other 2 power foods, we have flaxseed, and I usually put a tablespoon or 2 of flaxseed. I don't always measure, but 1 or 2 tablespoons, and then also the chia seeds. Now, one other thing that I try to add in the morning is a little more extra protein, either protein powder or I put in some peanut butter. Watch the sugar on the peanut butter, because if you put in regular peanut butter, there's a lot of sugar in there. So you might want to check your labels. It's always important to check those labels, because sugar is really bad for inflammatory diseases, and for all of us, we should not be eating a lot of sugar. The last thing that I put in is a cup of yogurt. Now, you will have to decide on what kind of yogurt you want. I use this, I like this organic Kelowna yogurt that we have here in Iowa and Wisconsin. So this is one of my favorites. It's just the plain yogurt. It has very low sugar. Again, watch your sugar in your yogurts, because a lot of them have really bumped up sugar. This one has 6 grams. If you get the Greek yogurt, it's usually lower in sugar as well, so check your labels. But I like to use organic yogurt, but again, you use what you want. The main thing is get those 3 power foods going every day. So the last thing I do is I add some milk. Again, I use regular skim milk, but you maybe you're not able to drink regular milk. You might also want to try almond milk, coconut milk. There's other choices for milk out there that you can use besides regular milk. So for your own dietary needs, use what you can. All right, so we are ready to mix up my smoothie. So now we have all our ingredients ready to be blended. We just put it here on the blender, or you might have a NutriBullet or whatever it might be. I just mix that up for just a few minutes. Now that you have your smoothie all taken care of in the blender, you're going to pour that right on in there. And I should mention that if you're using fresh fruit, you're going to want to add ice cubes, because that will help the thickness of your smoothie. Also, if you're using Greek yogurt, then the smoothie will be a little bit thicker. You might need to add a little bit more milk. So I hope you've enjoyed those 3 power foods, learning about those 3 power foods: flaxseed, chia seeds, I almost forgot, and blueberries. So check out my website for more brain-based tips, and I'll catch you with the next acronym, which is exercise real soon. Bon appetit! That is a delicious breakfast.